Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to identify a particular angle to the race, a particular ingredient that we might look back on later as having been the path to finding the winner. Well, on Sunday at Sha Tin, 11 races, and the first one we're going to take a look at is race 5. The winning factor here, the combo. Well, we take a look down the field here, and there are a number of key runners, Beauty Applause and Magic Success, who met in a primary lead-up race over the same course and distance 2 weeks ago. Glittering Armour, who is near a win, and perhaps Yi Chong Pegasus at the bottom of the weights, having his first run for Tony Millard, and that's a stable change that we've identified before as being a strong betting angle. When you see the map for this race later on, it's an event where I think being towards the pace will be an advantage, and that's why that brings us back to the top weights here, Beauty Applause and Magic Success. And one of the big influences on that is Zac Purton, and we're going to take a look here to that race, 7:08, where these horses met last time. I want to preface this by saying you could see plenty of replays of Magic Success through his career to date before this, where he was a backmarker running on in races, particularly over these short sprint distances. But on this occasion, Zac Purton was the one to change the game and put the horse up on the speed, bouncing him out of the gates to sit outside Beauty Applause, and then he was too strong running away with it in the stretch, and that was a crucial change of tactical thinking there from Purton, and that's probably why he's our champion jockey at the moment. Now that's the kind of tactical rabbit out of a hat that we've come to expect from Zac Purton, and probably one of the reasons why John Moore has formed such a close alliance with him this season. And that partnership, that combination, Purton and Moore, has turned Moore back into a serious contender once again for the Trainers' Championship. And if we have a look at the distribution of Zac Purton's rides through the different trainers this season, you look on the left-hand column there, the number of rides he's had for each stable, surprisingly 0 rides for Tony Millard down the bottom there. But the trainer he's been most successful with has been John Moore. And not only that, but this is the most successful combination that Purton has ever had in his Hong Kong racing career, already yielding 28 winners at a 42% strike rate. And compare that with his strike rate with Moore over his entire career in Hong Kong, which has been more like 17% prior to this season. So it's a significant difference, and it's really been important for the John Moore season. And now when we look at the map, you'll see that that new trick that Purton has brought to Magic Success, being able to race on the speed over a sprint distance, has been important not only for that last start win, but it's going to be important on Sunday as well. We can see here probably the lightweight Royal Chocolate goes forward. He may lead the race, but there's an interesting match-up here between Purton and Joe Moreira on Beauty Applause, because with Beauty Applause drawn inside Magic Success, does Joe Moreira need to keep pressing the issue with the lightweight Royal Chocolate early to make sure that he gets the front, or does he surrender and sit behind him and then risk being pocketed by Purton on his outside? So the tip in race 5, Magic Success. His winning factor, the combo. Well, we had a look last week at the strike rates for trainers with last start winners, and John Moore rated very highly on that, so that's a positive for Magic Success. But I think it's this combination, this deadly combination this season of Purton and Moore, that really gives Magic Success the edge in this event. Now to our second race, and we're going all the way over to race 10, and our winning factor here, the draw. Now this is a race over 1,800 metres, a Class 3, and nearly half the field comes out of the race won by Splendour and Gold over the same course and distance last month. The most prominent of them here looks to be Splendour and Gold himself. Of course, beaten favourite in that race, Champion Supreme, Super Elegance, who had some supporters that day. While coming in from other races with chances, we have horses like Marzouk and Everlaugh. So let's take a look at that important lead-up race, race 693 last month, won by Splendour and Gold, as I said. And As you can see on the heat map there with reference to the sectional times, this was a bit of a messy race, a stop-start affair with the pace going on and off throughout. And as we come towards the home straight, you'll see a group of horses take off around the outside, trying to steal a march on their rivals. And Splendour and Gold, he turned out to be the best of them. Now, Champion Supreme had endured a 3-wide run up until taking off at that stage, so from gate 13 that day he was disadvantaged and wasn't able to match it with Splendour and Gold when they got down to the final 200 metres. Now on Sunday there is a significant weight turnaround in the direction of Champion Supreme and also a different barrier draw. He gets the better of the draw this time and he's not the only one. As you can see here are those horses that I mentioned earlier as being the leading propositions to win the race. The only one with a negative draw change is Splendour and Gold, who won that day, and he goes from gate 4 to gate 13. That makes his job harder, while the other chances all draw better than they did last start. Now, the one thing with the draw from the 1800 metres at Sha Tin is that there is a 1,000 metre run down to the first turn. So there is time to overcome a disadvantage at the draw. However, when we look at the map, we've still got Splendour and Gold not being helped by his draw because he doesn't have a great deal of early speed, and that's going to get him further back in the field. But it will help all of his other rivals get closer to the lead or save their energy for the final stages, especially the horse that he beat last time, Champion Supreme, who can sit fairly handy for Zac Purton this time and still keep his powder dry for the finish. So the tip in race 10, Champion Supreme. His winning factor, the draw. Splendour and Gold is quite a nice up-and-coming horse, but so is Champion Supreme, and the difference this time for Splendour and Gold is all his rivals get a better barrier draw, including the horse who started favourite to beat him last time, and I think that's the crucial edge that Champion Supreme needs to be the winner of this race. Well, that's it from this week's Winning Factor. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.